Hello, how are you? Oh my goodness, it's late. It is 9:10. My name's Samantha. This is the Khaos Kismet Podcast. I think it's episode 33. The lighting is terrible. I apologise. Yeah, it's late. I am also a day late in uploading this because I've just been running around like a headless chicken. And if you've watched before, you'll know that my life is super hectic at the minute. It's been summer holidays and I'm also looking for a house. So I've been doing an awful lot of driving around looking at houses to then be told I'm not getting the house. It's not going well. But you're never going to get to the house if you don't go and look at the house. So that's what we've been doing for the last couple of days. So yeah, today I've been driving around. It has been a billion degrees outside, but the kids are no longer here, so they didn't have to sit in the car and roast to death. The kids are away on holiday with their dad. They left last night. Well, no, they left the country this morning. They left here last night and they stayed at their dad's overnight because for some reason he decided to book a flight where he had to wake the kids up at 2:30 in the morning. I was like, I would not wake my kids up at 2:30 in the morning. One of them gets really hyper. The other one is, he doesn't like getting woken up. Anyway, this was supposed to be like a proper podcast with me doing editing and stuff, and it's not going to be because it's so late. So I'm just going to show you the stuff that I've got. And yeah, a little bit of an update thing at the end. And I don't really have any life stuff, I don't think. Life stuff is mostly just, I'm still looking for a house. I still haven't found a house. That constitutes my life stuff right now. But I'll have like some updates for businessy stuff at the end. So in the meantime, I will show you what I've done. So last week, if you remember, if you were here, you might not have even been here. I made this little zigzaggy cowl thing. It was from Simply Crochet, I think. I've made this, but as you can see, it's quite narrow. It's a little bit snug. I made this one with a 4mm hook and DK weight yarn, which is what it had called for, but it still came out rather snug. So I decided to remake it because it was a nice pattern. It's very, very like quick, easy, very intuitive. I spoke about it a lot last week. And I remade it with a 5mm hook. So it's exactly the same yarn and exactly the same pattern, same stitch count and everything. And this, my lovelies, is why you check your gauge. Because, I mean, obviously I meant for this one to be bigger. But if, for instance, you're making something and it says to use a certain hook to get a certain gauge, if you're making a garment especially, it's important. Check your gauge because that's the difference in one hook size. Like, let's see if I can. This yarn is not the best for showing up, but there's like probably about an inch. If I can. Right. If I hold it at the top and show you the bottom, that might work better. Right. So that's how much is extra in the length, and that's how much is extra in the width. So it's probably over an inch in the width and probably about an inch in the length. So yeah, I made them exactly the same amount of rows and everything, like followed the pattern exactly. And this one will be going in the shop. This one I am going to keep because I quite like a snug cowl. So my straps keep falling down. So it's been a million degrees outside, so I'm wearing like strappy things at the minute. And they keep falling down. So I'm going to keep this one and put this one in the shop. There we go. That is one finished object. The other one is an almost finished job. The crochet is finished on it. And sorry, that was my crochet hook. I think I had started this last week. I'm in an absolute mess here. I think I started this last week, but I had only started squares. And this is me using up some, it's Drops Paris, I do believe. It's an Aran weight, 100% cotton. And I just had some like random colours, a few different greens and purples and pinks and things. So this bit, the squares, are as per the pattern. This and the straps I just made up because it was a YouTube tutorial, which I'll link the YouTube tutorial down below because that does show you how to make these. And then I had finished them and I had attached them, and I've sewn, look at this, I'm sewing on my ends. I know it's a miracle. I had attached all the squares together and I was like, I can't remember what she did for the top part, and I was in the middle of watching something else on telly, so I didn't really want to switch that off and go and find the YouTube tutorial, which is why I don't really follow YouTube tutorials that often, because unless I'm going to sit down and do it in one sitting, yeah. And then the straps, I decided, because crochet straps tend to stretch, I decided to do this so that you can change the length of the straps. So I've just sewed them on the inside, and I just made 2 strips and just tie them in a knot, and then that way, if you want it a bit shorter, because I'm quite tall as well, so putting it up against, it sits like crossbody, it sits on my hip, but I'm 5'9", so you can just like see they're just separate. And it used up a little bit extra of the different colours. See, it's got the purple. I don't know what any of the colours are for this because they were just mostly scrap balls. There we go. Now, the reason it's not fully finished yet is because I'm not sure if I want to, I'm going to line it, but I'm not sure if I want to put a zip in it. I think because it's so wide, you know, it sort of hangs, I think I probably want to put a zip in it, but I might also, I'm debating the idea of putting 2 buttons in and just having some like nice decorative buttons on the outside, because I found my button box. I now have like a million things to put buttons on, but I found my button box. I might have told you this already. I got a new monitor for my PC when I moved the monitor because I had it stacked on top. I'm sorry if I'm like repeating myself, but I'd had it stacked on top of some chocolate tubs because I'm a professional gamer. And yeah, one of the chocolate tubs, I for some reason used my button box. So I might put some buttons on this. I might put some decorative ones on anyway. I'll need to see. But if I'm doing buttons, then I will line it and then do the buttons afterwards. If I'm doing a zip, then you put the zip onto the fabric first and then you hand sew it inside. So, I don't know. I need to make a decision on that. My decision making skills have not been great recently, because I've got so much going on in my brain right now. I'm just very, very tired. So there we have the bag. So I'll link the tutorial for it, even though I didn't fully follow the tutorial. It's a good tutorial for the bottom part. And it's not because I didn't like the top that was on the tutorial. The actual bag that she makes is lovely. It's really nice. And it doesn't come out as wide as this, I don't think. I was just not wanting to switch off what I was watching to go back and watch it. So I just made it up. Hair all over the place. So there we go. The bag. The only other thing that I've really got to show you is, oh, look at this yarn I've got left as well. This was a 100-gram ball, and I've still got all that left. I think it's like 16 grams or something. I remember weighing it. I can't remember exactly. It's like a thing in my brain that's saying 16 grams. But it's quite a bit of yarn that I've got left, considering I've just made 2 cowls from it. So, if you watch my Stitcher library, and I believe I showed it on here because I had my reset episode after being away. I've got fluff on my tongue now. I showed you a shawl that I was making by Francesca, the Italian knitter. I'll link that down below. And it was her Italian winter shawl, which is knitted. It's down here actually. Ooh. I showed it yesterday on my Stitcher library as well. I've not finished it yet. But it's this one. So see, it's like the garter and the eyelets. And what I was planning on doing was, because this yarn is from the blanket kit that I got from Knitting Network to make the shoreline blanket, which is here. Got everything very easy reach at the minute. So I was supposed to make that, which is just a basic feather and fan. Basic feather and fan. But not that basic, because my brain just didn't deal with it very well at all whatsoever. So I ended up ripping all that out because it was just terrible. I had made a mistake, and I had made the same... I consistently made the same mistake on every row that I was supposed to do the... Because feather and fan, it's like you do a row of increases and decreases to get your troughs and peaks, and then you do some like knit in between, and then you do another row of the increases and decreases. So on the increases and decreases row, I had consistently made the same mistake every time. And see on, maybe see better on that one, like each one of these little ridges is an increases and decreases row. So you can imagine I was adding in stitches for each one of these little lumps. Lump, that's a terrible word. Every time it goes up into a peak. No, it's every time it goes... I don't know, I was adding an extra stitch every time in each one of these repeats anyway. And so each row I was ending up with many extra stitches. So by the time it was like this size, I had about 40 extra stitches or something. So I just ripped the whole thing out. I was like, nope. And I decided I did not want to remake that blanket, so I decided I was going to make a couple of shawls instead. So I'm making the Italian knitter shawl, and I was going to make 2 of them because there's some pinks as well. So I was going to do this creamy colour, and then there's a light pink and a dark pink. But I decided, instead of knitting, because the knitting's actually taken a lot longer than I thought it would, I decided I would try doing the same thing in crochet. So this is me just making it up along the same premise as this. So you can show you this again. Except, obviously crochet rows are longer, so there's going to be less of these eyelet rows. I think I'm just about to do another eyelet row here. So I'm just doing that. I'm making a crochet one, and this has been my desk project because it's just nice and easy, and I don't need to count. I don't really need to think about it. The yarn's really nice. It's a merino acrylic blend, but I think it's only like 10% merino or something that's in it. But it's enough to make it nice and soft, and it's tweedy, and I like tweedy. So yeah, see how this one goes. I kind of wish I'd done the knitting in pink, because the knitting is taking me so long that I would rather keep the knitted one and put the crocheted one in the shop. but I would also prefer a pink one because it's pink. So I don't know. I'll see. I might end up putting both of them in the shop because also I don't really need more shawls. I have lots of shawls and I do wear them. I get a lot of wear out of them. And I have like big massive house shawls. I have like going outside shawls. I have fancy shawls. I have plain shawls. I have little tiny shawls. I have summer shawls because, you know, you need a shawl for summer. So they're probably both going to end up going in the shop, to be fair. But yeah, that's my current main whips is working on my Stitcher Library stuff and this. So I'm just doing... Ooh. Can you even see that? Is that a bit better? Half double crochets. So the light is terrible because it's just late at night. It's like 9:30. And we're now at the time of year where 9:30 at night is pitch black outside. It's getting more towards autumn now. It's coming in quick. Like, it just suddenly went from it's super light at night time to it's getting dark really quickly again. Which I quite like because I'm a winter baby. Like, literally born in the winter. It's funny, I think people who are born in the winter, let me know, actually, what your favourite season is and when you were born. I was born, my birthday's on like the 16th of December. So I was born like the week before Christmas. So it's usually pretty wintry then. And yeah, I love, winter's like my favourite season. I love the snow, I love Christmas, I love New Year. I love all like the magic around it all. I love just the snow. The snow just makes everything look beautiful. Love it. Whereas my partner was born in August. No, he's not. My mum was born in August and she loves the sun. My partner's born in July and he loves the sun. With my kids, my 9-year-old was born in December and he loves winter. He loves it being cold. He loves it being dark. He wants to move to the Arctic because he's 9 and thinks that's a really good idea. Whereas my 12-year-old was born in April and he likes it. He doesn't like the cold, but he doesn't like it when it's too hot either. So yeah, he quite likes spring. He's not as keen on autumn because he likes things being nice and bright rather than in autumn everything's sort of dying off and going to sleep. Yeah, there might be something in that. So yeah, let me know, when's your birthday and what's your favourite season? And is your birthday in your favourite season? Because I might be onto something here. I'm probably not the first person to think of this. I'm definitely not the first person to think of this. I'm just curious now because now my little squirrel brain is just going, ooh. And I might be about to go and spend like 4 hours Googling things. I shouldn't do that. Right, distract myself. What can I distract myself with? I bought a new book. I've got quite a lot of these. It's Debbie Shore. She does a lot of like half-yard... got fluff on my nose. Half-yard, different things. Let's see inside there. Can you see that or is it shiny? So I've got a few of them. They've got half-yard heaven, home, Christmas, kids and gifts. And I think I have most of them, if not all of them. I need to check. I need to do some kind of like inventory of all my craft books because in my brain I'm not sure if I have actually bought something or if I've just put it on my Amazon wish list or if I've thought about buying it. Yeah, I need to make some kind of inventory for my books, my craft books especially. But yeah, it's I'll see if there's a page in here that's got all the different patterns on it. There we go. It's really nice. It's got just lots of cute little things. The premise of these books is to use up not just the vintage one, all the half-yard books. As the name suggests, it's to use up small amounts of fabric. So quite a lot of the things, like for instance on the front cover, this is very shiny. This little cone thing is not going to take up very much at all. So a lot of her things are like that, where it's just to get you to use up little scraps of fabric. She does have it's like a membership club thing that you can join, and I used to be part of it, but I stopped just because I wasn't making anything anymore. Not because the things weren't nice, I just didn't have the time to dedicate to the sewing like I had done when I first joined it. But yeah, she's really good. She does a lot of what's it called now? Is it the Craft Network or something on TV? She does a lot of stuff with them, and she does a lot of courses and classes and things like that. So if you're a beginner sewer, I recommend Debbie Shore stuff. You can go and buy things individually on her website, or you can sign up and get like the whole backlog of her stuff. And these books, you can pick them up quite cheap sometimes. I think this one I got for £4 something off Amazon. On Amazon, if you go into your book that you want to buy, scroll down a little bit. Not just books, for anything. Obviously, some things it's not going to work for, but if you scroll down a little bit, and it'll say underneath new and used, and it'll have a different price in it. So this one is from Elder Park Library in Glasgow. And this was sold to me by, I think it's like World of Books that I got it from. And there's loads of these like secondhand books places, and the book is pristine. Apart from having that there, the book is absolutely pristine. And that's how I buy a lot of my books. I prefer to buy my books secondhand rather than buy new ones. Just for lots of reasons. Partly it's an environmental thing, but also I like books that have been used. I've got a collection of really, really old books, like books that are 100 and odd years old and stuff like that. And I like the history that goes with books, and I like the thought that other people have used them, and I like finding like little notes inside them and stuff like that. I've had some cross-stitch books that have got like half-done cross-stitches inside them. I've had just lots of cute little notes for things, like little notes in the mark. I do not write on books, but sometimes if it's been like a really old book, you'll sometimes see notes on them in the margins, and some of them are really nice. And yeah, I like books. So yes, I'm not sure exactly what I want to make out of this first. I haven't decided yet. But there's quite a few things that I want to make. And it's a beautiful book. The whole, let's see, the first, how many pages is that? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, it's got the whole thing. It's got introduction, your sewing kit before you start, and then it's got the project, and it's got all the templates in the back. So your introduction is just a little bit of chat. Your sewing kit, it tells you everything that you need. Before you start, so it has some of the techniques that get used. So it's quite a handy little reference thing as well, right at the front. It's got some more little technique bits. And more little technique bits. And then this page is specifically for adding a vintage touch. And then it goes on to the patterns. So it's got like your materials list, what to do, and the instructions. And then at the back, oh, at the back you've got all your templates. So yeah, and they're all sort of nice and big with pictures. Let's see. Yeah, just like pictures showing you how to do stuff. So yeah, it's quite a nice little book. Right. Oh, what else have I been up to? Other than that, I've not really been doing much else. I've done a little bit of cross stitch, but not very much. I've just put up a new floss tube. Floss tube number 4 went up yesterday, I think it was. Stitcher Library's up for this week. It's just this one's late. It's probably not even going to go up until tomorrow, because by the time I'm done, I don't know. I'll see if I can get uploaded tonight. It might be tomorrow. Right. What else? Businessy stuff. So, it's going to be very short, very brief. This video might even be under half an hour. Yeah, I've been working on my website this week. I discovered on Linktree, you can add, you know how you have like your page with your links on it? You can also have a page with shop items on it. So I've added a few things to there. I don't want to add everything to that, but I've decided to move away from Etsy completely. It's just not worth it. It's absolutely not worth the hassle of me having to spend the time taking all these pictures, editing all these pictures, because you need like a lot of pictures for Etsy. You need like 10 pictures. Taking the pictures, editing them, getting them uploaded, doing all the keywords and tags and all the SEO for it, where I have a website, I've paid for the website, and yeah, I can just do the website stuff. You don't need as many pictures. The website that I'm with, they help me with the SEO for Google, rather than, because Etsy SEO is different from Google SEO. It's the same premise, like SEO is SEO, but on Etsy you do it specifically to be found on their site, whereas Google is specifically to be found on Google for the rest of the world. So I'm moving, everything is going to be on my website. I think I spoke before about merging my businesses and having my sewing, because I had my sewing and stitching and cross stitching and everything, and all my yarny stuff separate, and I'm just going to put them all together, because all stuff that I do is all stuff that a lot of people do, and I'm just going to go under the Fibre Arts and Textiles banner and just do all the things, and that is my current plan. But yeah, I'm in the process of moving everything off Etsy and onto my website, so everything will be on there. And yeah, going forward, that's going to be the links that I'll have. I just need to work on my website a little bit more, and I'll just keep adding to it as I go. Oh, that was the other thing. Discord. I have set up a Discord server. So if I remember, I'll put the link down below for it. If you haven't used Discord before, because I forget, I've been using it for years as a gamer. But Discord is like, it's a free app. You can have it on your phone, you can have it on desktop. And it's a little bit like old chat rooms, essentially. You go onto the server, and only the people in that server can see your stuff. You can send private messages on there that nobody else can see as well. But if you're putting stuff onto the server, only the people within that server can see it. It's set up into different categories. I have a member section and a non-member section, which isn't a thing at the minute, but it will be in the future. So that's something else that I'm working on in the background, but I don't have any more information on that yet. But the reason I have created the Discord and the reason I'm telling you about it in advance, before I finish setting up properly, is because I'm going to be doing a make-along with a fellow YouTuber in a few weeks. Might be a few weeks, a couple of weeks. I don't know. I've got no idea what day it is. I'm kind of vaguely aware that it's still August. So in September, we're aiming for September at some point, I'm going to be doing a make-along with another YouTuber. And she will be hosting on Ravelry and I will be hosting on Discord. But also Discord is just a nice place to hang out. And you can type things on there, you can post pictures on there, you can post videos on there. You can have it just as a text thing. You can go on and you can do chat, like just voice chats with no videos. You can share your screen with things. So if, for instance, you're on a voice chat with a few people and you're stuck on something, then you can bring it up on the screen and show it to them in real time and they can go through it with you. Or, there's lots of things that you can do on it. It's a very, very handy little thing. So I've been using it for years as a gamer. It's like the preferred platform for multiplayer gaming. And yeah, so I'll have that link down below. And that's going to be, moving forward, the things I'm going to have is my website, my Discord, my Instagram, and my email. And that's it. Because spreading myself too thin over many, many things is not going to get me anywhere. Right. Okay, we've gone over the half an hour. I'm very tired. I'm very waffly. I apologise. I'm going to go and I will be back on Sunday with another Stitch Your Library. And hopefully I'll actually get some stuff done this week. Maybe. I don't have any more houses booked in for this week so far. And the kids are not here. So I am going to spend a week relaxing. Because I've never been away from them for this long. It's weird. Like the longest I ever go child free is when they go to the dads, and they go to the dads on the Friday night and they stay there Saturday, Sunday, and they come back Monday morning. And they do that every second weekend. And that's the longest I've been away from them. Like the entire time. And they have never been abroad. Although little Alfie, he was so happy because he got to see the clouds. That was the thing that he was excited about going on the plane. He's like, oh, will I get to see clouds? Will I get to be in the clouds? I was like, yes. So we had a quick little science lesson about clouds. And he was very excited about it. So he's happy. I'm assuming that they're fine because their dad messaged me to let me know that they've landed, and then he hasn't messaged me since. So I'm assuming that's because they're having such a good time. I hope it is. Not that I'm stressing and panicking or anything. I know, I'm being ridiculous. I know that they're fine and that they're just having fun. Right, I'm going to go. I'm going to stop dumping all my mum trauma on you, and I will see you next Sunday for another Stitch Your Library on Sunday. Okay, bye.